Hi, thank you for joining me today. If you're finding that your hips aren't working the way they would really like to, and you've got pain or tension, could be that a number of the muscles that affect hip mobility and movement are inflamed or holding tension. I'm Tim Franklin, and I'm a Qigong teacher and therapist. I'm going to show you a number of the exercises you can do from Qigong that will help release the tensions and pain, get you moving again. Move your hips side to side, as if you're giving somebody a little bit of a hip bump. Yeah, hip bump. So shifting the weight from one side to the other, hip bump. And pause on each side. So you just get a felt sense of the freedom or tension around on the hip. And you feel that down the side of the thigh, yes, when the weight is on here. You're not trying to push yourself into any extreme movements here. Keep your knees off lock as well, feet firm on the ground. And then to the other side. Good. It's like a fashion parade now, doesn't it, rather than Qigong? But here we're working on freeing the hips up. That's it, side to side. Shifting the weight from one leg to the other as you do this. Shifting the weight from one leg to the other. Good. And then you can introduce the swaying arms that we do in the wisdom practice. If you've never done the wisdom practice, doesn't matter. Yeah, you just sway the arms side to side. Side to side. Good. And just getting a sense then of this movement that we have when we're walking. Your hips are moving side to side, aren't they? Every time you walk, the hips are moving side to side. So if we get this nice freedom of movement side to side, then this helps us with the sort of functional mobility every day. Good. And then come back to stillness. And then this time we're going to rotate around. But before you rotate around, make sure your feet are firm on the ground. Yeah, so you're not going to roll around on your feet when you rotate your waist. You want to have your feet firm on the ground and then knees unlocked a little bit. So you can feel yourself a bit more in a stance, like a Tai Chi stance. My feet are facing forwards at the moment and shoulders width apart and sinking down nice and rooted in this stance as well. So when you start to turn your waist, you're not twisting your knees. If you feel as you start to turn your waist, your knees are twisting internally. Yeah, as you turn into your left, if your right knee rotates internally, come back to face the front, start again, and then turn from the spine, turn from the waist. Yeah, good. And then your knees will stay forward here. What you're going to get a gauge of is the movement and rotation and range of movement that you have within the spine and the hip. And you're probably going to feel this if you pause here in your lower back. Yeah. So if you turn, you're probably feeling your lower back. You may feel it somewhere else in your body. If you feel it somewhere else in your body, it just means that it's working on releasing the tension there as well. So we're not trying to twist around and then stretch ourselves to the point where it's painful or damaging. We want to see where's our range of movement when we turn this far. So you can get a gauge at the moment. If I was to look on a clock face, and then there's 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, yeah, 9 o'clock, my face, if my shoulders are, or if I'm looking forwards here with the shoulders, my shoulders are more like 10 o'clock. Yeah. If I turn more, I'm going into an extended range of movement here where I'm twisting a little bit too far just to try and get more range. And I want to avoid that. I want to see, where does it come to naturally? Is it comfortable there? Yes, it's comfortable there. Okay, 10 o'clock. Let's come back to the other side. Yeah. Keep the knees nice and firm here, sinking down stance, not rolling on your feet. If you feel you're rolling on your feet, then what tends to happen is we roll on our feet to get like an extra movement to champion ourselves in our rotation. What we want to do is have nice and firm and just see, where does the spine come to when you turn naturally? Where is that? Yeah. So that's quite comfortable. That's still about 10 o'clock. Still about 10 o'clock in a comfortable holding position. If you had to hold this position for 3 relaxed breaths now. Remember, we're not trying to push our bodies into these extended ranges. We're coming to our natural range of movement where the muscles engage. Good, and release. Just allow yourself to go loose and floppy at your hips. Yeah, loose and floppy at the hips. Good. And then let's turn to the other side. Turn to the other side. Remember, keep the knees facing forward so you're not twisting on the knees. Feet firm on the ground. Turning the hips. Nice, deep, relaxed breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then release. Good. And again, a little bit of movement. Good. And then we come to embracing Buddha. Good. So it's like you're hugging a tree. And we're going to turn from the spine, from the waist, rather than turning from your knees. So again, when you turn now, you're going to have a little bit of an extra range than you did before because we're moving in flow. And when you're moving in flow, you tend to have more of a range of movement. Just being really taking good care of your knees, please, and having your feet firm on the ground. Yeah, it's your body to take care of, so don't extend these movements to a place where, as I say, you're trying to champion some movements. There's no stars being given out for how far somebody can turn or rotate. We're working to increase our range, our natural range of movement when we do these exercises. At the same time, release any held tensions, increase the blood flow, increase the energy flow. Yeah. Keeping ourselves safe in practice. Good. And then come back. Release the hands. Breathe out 3 times. And just think about energy flowing down through your body, all the way down through your feet. You can stay in the same stance as you are. Nice rooted stance. But just think about the energy flowing down your body as you breathe out, like washing through the body, clearing out any tensions. Good. And then reroute yourself in your stance again. And you're going to turn to the left, just as you did before. Just see what your range of movement is now. So before, mine was at 10 o'clock, and now it's between 9 and 10. So it's increased quite considerably into that little movement that we did. But I'm not pushing it to go into these extended range. I could comfortably hold this stance as a stance training exercise, and I wouldn't feel congested in my lower back. I feel the muscles engaged. Spine is upright and long when you do this exercise. You've got the space between your ribs and your hips. Arms relaxed, chest relaxed and open. Good. Breathing in, breathing out, and then releasing. Okay, let's go to the other side. Turn the other side. Feet flat on the ground again, knees bent. So then that way it can cushion and protect your knees, and the movement then becomes all about the spine. And I feel a little bit of extra range of movement on this side. So check in with yourself. How does that feel? How does that feel? Can you comfortably stay there for 3 relaxed breaths without straining yourself? And just imagine all the muscles in your lower back and the sacrum relaxing and releasing now as you hold this for 3 relaxed breaths. Everything releasing and relaxing. You may find that you've got an extra bit of natural range of movement once you've brought your mind to the lower back and the sacrum. Sometimes things shift just by bringing our attention to those areas. And then we release. Good. And then you can allow your hips to move in any direction. Yep. Feel the hips move in any direction. What does that feel like now? Being in your hips. Being in the back. What's the spine feel like? And the shoulders. And the legs. Hopefully everything's feeling a little bit freer for you now. Okay, so have the feet shoulders width apart again. And this time, just coming forward, sliding down the legs, coming down to the toes, or as far as you can comfortably go. Now, the knees don't need to be jammed back. Yeah, knees can be off lock here. So you're not putting a strain on the origin points of your muscles. So knees can be slightly off lock. And just allow yourself to flop down and just see where you're coming to naturally. Chin tucks in towards the chest. Just see where you are comfortably without straining. Good. And then breathe in and come back up. Slowly coming up as you breathe in. And then we're going to breathe out, coming down, breathing in, coming up. So timing your movement with your breath, touching toes. Just getting a felt sense of what that's like, not straining, just allowing ourselves to gently come down and up. Breathing out on the way down. Good. And breathing in on the way up. Out on the way down, nice and soft. In on the way up. Out on the way down. Good. In on the way up. Do this one more time. Coming back up. Close your eyes and just become aware of your breathing. Close the eyes, become aware of your breathing. If you can, gently breathing into the abdominal area rather than chest breathing. With your eyes open or closed, turn your head to the left, rotating head, and just see where it comfortably comes to without straining. So that if you were to continue to have a conversation, it wouldn't be restricting the throat or the neck. So no strain. Turning the head. And then turn the eyes as well, as if looking behind you. Hold. 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 Release the eyes. Release the head to look forwards. Now, when we're doing this exercise, it's just natural breathing. Good. Turn the head the other side. Just getting a sense of your range of movement. Keep the shoulders down. So point your fingers down towards the ground as you do this. Turn the eyes. Hold. 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 Release the eyes. Release the head. tuck the chin towards the chest. You get a sense and feeling now of the muscles down the spine. Any areas of tension for you, just breathe in and out of that area, inviting that area to relax and soften. If your spine already feels free, just enjoy breathing and relaxing. Again, point the fingers down towards the ground, releasing the shoulders. Not straining, relaxing. Release the head to look forwards. Breathe out. Looking up to the sky. If you can, just let the back of your head rest on your neck. Front of the body relax, not straining. Relax breathing. Relax your arms and your shoulders. Face relax. Looking forwards. Often when we release the tensions in the eyes and the neck and the face, you're more flexible in touching your toes. So see what it's like now. Just allow your body to be relaxed and soft. And just allow yourself to come down. And then breathe in as you come up. You're coming down. Coming up. Down. Up. Good. And coming back up to standing. And then come into your breathing again. When the breath is relaxed, out breath longer than your in breath, and we're activating the part of the nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system that helps relax all your muscles and your nerves. More relaxed, greater and freer the movement in your body. When we're agitated or stressed, we feel it. We feel everything tighten up in the body, in the face, in the eyes. So this practice is a way of releasing that tension, switching modes, so that the body and the systems can automatically work with more ease. Here, enjoying breathing in, breathing out. When we get stressed, the nervous system gets stressed, and then that restricts the blood flow, the energy flow. And we just need to remind ourselves sometimes that yes, even in the stressy situations, take some time to come back out of that and then relax to reset. Because if we don't relax, release and reset, then it just accumulates, doesn't it? Yeah. So yes, we at points in life, we have to deal with really stressy situations that might be overwhelming stress for our systems, but we're in it. So we have to deal with it. Yeah. You can't like run away from it. So the body has to deal with it, but it still needs to have a release valve. In engineering, they build in release valves. Yeah. As a human being, we've got these release valves, but we don't always use them. And the release valve is that reset in the system. So we're just 2 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. Yeah. Grab it.